Guys, welcome back. It's Rendezvous with the Raymond family. I'm Nick, and in this video I'm finally going to show you guys how Risque turned out after the refit. So I hope you're excited. I like the way she looks, I like the way she turned out, and I can't wait to show you guys. If you have no idea what I'm talking about and this refit thing is like, what refit? Okay, so I really recommend going back and catching the entire video series that goes from me pulling it out of the water, planning on what I'm doing, and then every step of this process along the way. Okay, I really recommend watching that. Now, why did I document all that? There's not very many Coronado 25s videos out there, but there are a lot of Coronado 25s, and I thought that that was kind of weird. So I wanted someone who came into a Coronado 25 to be able to kind of like get an idea of what they're looking at and how beautiful of a boat this can be, and it doesn't really take that much money or work to make it very comfortable. So if you have a Coronado 25, I really recommend you watching these videos. If you have any sailboat under 30 feet, I really recommend you watching these videos. Or if you're bored and you just want to see how bad I suck at painting or fiberglassing or running wires or whatever, go ahead and have a laugh at my expense and watch these videos. Either way, I had a lot of fun making them. When this whole thing started, we had to get it out of the water, and that was an overwhelming process for me. Dropping the mast was intimidating to me, and the very first thing we had to do was drop the mast.
You guys let me know if it starts to feel weird. Okay. I just want to make sure that
secure it to the boat, get her out of the slip.
So we gotta, yeah, I gave him the keys.
Out of the slip and onto the trailer, and that whole process was used to be intimidating, and now it's just a walk in the park for me. So I feel more confident, and I'm really glad that we had that experience. And this whole refit kind of forced me to go through that, because after all, Risque is a practice boat for a much bigger, much more intense, in-depth sailing lifestyle that we're trying to take on. So we got her out of the slip, we got her onto the trailer, and then we took her to a family member's property, and we started working on her. And the very first thing is we established our goals. I wanted to be able to sail more conveniently by myself, and that it really was just raising and lowering the mainsail and being able to put it away by myself, which I can now. And the other thing was to get rid of the interior and bring it up to modern times, make it look something that's a little bit more my style, and definitely fix the electrical. So, and that's what we did. We set out and established our goals pretty quickly, and we established our goals and what budget we wanted to do it in. So $3,000, let's just call it $3,500. Okay, so that's the budget for this boat. That's the budget we're going to stay in, and I'm pretty good about that. So, and I think that's the smart way to do it. Have realistic expectations of what you're doing, and have a plan on how you're going to accomplish those things. So, and that's what the first video was really about. And then we dove right into cleaning this place out really well. And fiberglassing. Fiberglassing is not fun. It's not something I'm good at. It's something I have done before. I just don't enjoy it, and but it had to be done, so I did it. And my wife and my son and I knocked it out, and then we had to clean up some more to get ready for paint. We prepped for painting, and that's when a lot of people started coming in to help. Amber came in. She loves cleaning, so she helped me clean the inside of that boat. And Rick came in, and we prepped, we taped, and we got everything ready, and it was really just like a big group effort between Rick and Amber and me and my wife and Logan. And then we painted for weeks. Multiple coats, and we started with the V-berth. Worked our way back, and we did we did the ceilings first, and then we took all the woodwork out, and it was just this huge thing. And then when we got done, we started doing the trim and everything in the garage. We were doing all the woodwork and kind of putting new life into the woodwork, which didn't even turn out the way I really wanted it to, but it turned out well enough for me. And then we put everything back, and then after all that was said and done, we could finally go into the electrical. We started running wires everywhere.
And we're trying to get our wire to come up through here, right? Oh.
And doing the schematics, and I built the gangway switch and the panel and all the circuits that run through the boat, and adding fuses and safety and what we wanted, and how we're gonna run wires up the mast even. Yeah, if I had one wish, it wouldn't be to like cure cancer. It would be like Morgan Freeman and James Earl Jones got into a tickle fight. And how we're going to connect the wires from the mast to the boat, and what kind of circuits we're going to have. And it was just this really interesting process. It's a lot of fun to learn how to do this stuff, and I'm really hoping somebody has some questions answered by watching some of those videos. And then it finally got to the point where it was time to put the boat back in the water and get her to the slip and raise the mast, and it worked out well, man. I cannot thank Rick enough. Rick has helped me pretty much every step of the way through this. Rick has been a general contractor for a long time, so he's into the carpentry stuff, plumbing stuff, masonry work, electrical work, you name it, he can do it. How long did that take you?
Probably about 4 hours.
And if you have never met Rick, I mean, you can tell just by how he handles some of these projects. He's a very capable man.
Oh, hey, before I forget, let's fix this.
So I can't thank Rick enough. And Amber will tell you every time she comes out to help me, I have no idea what I'm doing here. I don't know what I'm doing. But really what she was doing there was keeping me calm, because I tend to be calmer when she's around, just like I'm calmer with when Rick's around, and it keeps me from throwing tools. Didn't see it, but I chucked that paint gun through the yard, bounced it off a rock, and now it's in the trash. And I wish I'd have just done that a week ago. And she did a lot of work, and she doesn't even realize it. She cleaned the hell out of this boat before we painted, and it was pretty funny watching her say, I didn't really do anything. She did quite a bit. She's put hours and hours and hours into this boat. My son helped me with the electrical, and he helped me cut all the pieces for the fiberglass work, and that was really cool to spend time with him, especially watching him figure out the electrical circuits and understanding how DC electric works, and becoming more competent and more resourceful and a little bit more knowledgeable about something that's pretty important to learn in life. It's very important for a man to be of use, and I think he enjoyed it too. My wife has basically been the only thing that keeps me sane enough to keep going. Like, just the amount of that can go wrong right now that is just blowing my mind. The idea of me and her and my son spending time on the water was oftentimes the thing that kept me from just completely throwing my hands up in the air. I'm like, man, screw this.
What are you digging on that?
I'm going to shoot a hole in the bottom of this thing and call the insurance company. So it was just like this big long process, and to have all those people help me out, it was a big deal to me. My dad even climbed on board and helped me get a toilet out, and even helped me clean some of the stuff up, and I listened to him talk a little bit. I caught up with my dad. So Rick, Amber, Brittany, Logan, my dad, and Ash, I had 6 people help me. One of them is a general contractor, so I got very, very lucky, and I had a lot of support. So it's the only reason the boat's back in the water right now. Otherwise, it'd still be probably trying to figure out where I messed up the fiberglass. Either way, let's finally reveal the boat. the galley and the dinette turned out really well, and I'm pretty happy with it. I really like the cushions. I like the paint scheme. I like the woodwork, even though the woodwork didn't come out the way I wanted it to. I love the electrical. I love the LED stuff. The boat is much more capable. I have a depth sounder on it now. It's just everything turned out interior-wise the way I wanted. But you'll notice I don't have a furling head sail, and that was really just the big not gonna happen moment. That was the thing that didn't get accomplished in the refit. And did I expect to get everything done that I set out to do? No, honestly, it almost never works out that way for me. No plan goes exactly according to plan. It's very rare that happens. So no, I did not expect it to go 100% according to plan. And, you know, I'm okay with that. The ultimate goal, and let's not get so focused on the project, the ultimate goal here has always been use this boat as a huge lesson learned so that you can apply those lessons to your big liveaboard. Take this experience and ask yourself, can you do this on an even grander scale? Can I take the responsibility of this 25-foot boat and turn it into the responsibility of a 45-foot boat where everything I have is tied into it? Where, you know, can I do that? So that's what this project's really about. Can my family and I handle the maintenance? Can my family and I handle the work? So that's what it's really about. So whether or not I got my sails up the way I wanted them up, or whether or not it turned out exactly the way I wanted, what it is doing is it is giving me very definitive answers of what these processes are like. And that's ultimately more important to me in the big picture, because the big picture, I'm going to give this boat away. I'm not going to charge money for it. I'm going to give it away. I'm going to give it away to someone that deserves it. And when that happens, I'm going to wash my hands of this boat, and I'm going to go on to a bigger boat. And I will always have a special place in my heart for this boat, but Risque is for practice. Risque is to answer questions. It's my study guide for the realities of living on board full time. And it's a little bit of a taste of what I'm asking for. So it's not too big of a deal to me that I didn't get the furling sail on. I'm not going to quit. That's not going to happen. What I am going to do is ride out this sailing season, because I really want to get on the lake. I mean, right now the water's, I'm bobbing around the slip right now, and the water's just white capping out there, and I want to be out there. So I've told you guys before, if I would have put that furling sail up, I would have spent all summer with no head sail, with no forestay on. I couldn't even sail. I'd have had to go somewhere 160 miles away, get the forestay re-rigged, and it would have been the rest of my summer months. And I got places to go and people to deckhand for, and I'm not willing to lose my summertime with my family when I can just wait, hold off, and do it in the winter. So that's what ultimately happened. I hope you guys enjoyed the boat. I hope you guys enjoyed how Risque turned out. I'm a big fan of how she looks. Happy with how she sails. The lazy jacks do help. They help me get the sails up and down. It didn't really quite work out the way I want them to yet, but I'm excited to give them a shot. So the inside's very pretty. I did manage to accomplish to make the inside very comfortable, very nice to spend the weekend on the lake with my family on, like I said. Did I make her easier to sail? Which, when I got into this project, that was a bigger priority to me, was make her easier to sail when I'm by myself. Single hand sailing is what it's called. And I think so. The lazy jacks are actually on here right now. They're you put slack in them, and then you fold them down, and you just put the cover right over it. So they're on there. Now I have a Kevlar sail, so I don't know if it's going to fall down the way I want it to, but I'm hoping it does. And I don't have a furling sail on there. That's going to be a winter thing, like I said, but hanking on the forward sail is not that big of a deal. It's just having a furling head sail is so much easier that it's almost worth the money if you're as lazy as I am. So I did not accomplish my #1 priority. I got halfway through it, but man, I love spending time on that boat now. So thanks for watching, guys. The next video is coming out. Hopefully us cruising through the water, sailing, having a great time. No more refit videos.